Okay, so we're probably in the new year now because I don't know when this is going to go out, and well, it's pretty much the new year now anyway, but I'm just getting a load of thoughts off my mind, and this is something that I said that I was going to start doing a little bit more of. So I've got a camera, I've got an hour, I'm just going to rattle out a load of videos and hopefully I can just put them out over the next few days. So this one basically is one of the things that I've been asked a few times. As I say, I keep getting asked questions, and what I'm doing with these questions, I'm actually putting them into my phone whilst answering them and then putting them out there for other people, because chances are there's more than one person that's got the same question. And this one that I keep getting asked is basically what diet approach should I take in the new year, or how should I? And you know, questions like that, like it's always about new year, you know, want to do this, want to do that. Why are they basically, I think a lot of the time is people want to know why they're not having successful diets as they continue on with a new year. A lot of that's to do with discipline and motivation, which I've spoke about in a previous video. So if you haven't had a look at that, go check that out, because that explains a little bit why a lot of people can't continue with their goals. But really, the biggest problem I see with a lot of people is they go too low calorie, and what they actually do is they put themselves into a position where they generally just haven't got any energy. They've got no energy to function throughout the day, and this down-regulates a lot of processes in your body, which basically makes you become very inefficient. And obviously, if you're not efficient in burning fuel, you're not going to be burning body fat. So this is the other thing you need to consider. But the main thing I obviously see, as I say, is that people go too low calorie, and what this generally leads to is people becoming tired, lethargic, and what that then leads to is craving, because their body craves energy, their body needs it, there's food everywhere, so they don't think twice about picking something up and eating it. Cookies, cakes, whatever it is, whatever ticks the boxes for you, is generally the first thing you reach for. And then you go through this guilt trip, you binge, you go back, chicken salad, you binge, you go back. And literally the main reason behind it is just because you're not fueling your day correctly. For example, if you're sitting there with a chicken salad, you know, this makes up to probably, even if you've got a big chicken breast, we're looking at 150, 200 calories. And the energy that you're going to get out of that is going to be very minimal, because protein, the way that protein enters your system and using that to convert into energy is a very long process, and it's very demanding on the body, and it also burns a lot of calories to do that. So that's why it's quite important to make sure that if you're having a chicken salad, just as an example, you do throw maybe, you know, some potato in there, or some sort of source of fats, because carbs and fats are both good sources of energy that your body can convert quite easily. You're not really going to struggle with either of them. Obviously, depending on how much you have can cause a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus, so trying to overconsume. But doing something very simple like throwing in some potatoes, or throwing in half an avocado with maybe some coconut oil, can completely change how that meal makes you feel, from an energy perspective, from a hunger perspective. So try and consider the way that you actually put together meals. There's a lot of information out there about this type of stuff. It's not as if like it's uncommon for people to start eating more and losing body fat, and the reason is just because they're fueling themselves better, they're moving more, their days become a little bit more active. You know, if you're tired, you're not eating enough, your body's not going to want to move. I'm itching all the time and always wanting to move and shaking all the time. I haven't got a fast metabolism, I just move a lot, and the reason why I move a lot is because I eat a lot and I fuel a lot. Obviously I eat the right foods, which gives me more energy. This new diet, or going into a new diet phase, just make sure you consider what you're actually putting on your plate. There's so much information out there about decent ways to create a balanced meal nowadays and to give you enough energy. Like, it really isn't that difficult. You can buy a cookbook that's got very simple amount of cookbooks, recipes in there that are very simple, very easy, well balanced, and give you the energy that you need to get you throughout the day. We all know that we've got to be eating better, but don't restrict yourself. There's eating good food and then eating no food. And obviously, if you start eating no food, you're not going to start dropping loads of body fat or losing weight. You will lose weight, but I think the percentage of putting it back on, something like 90% or something stupid like that, it's very likely you're going to put it back on. So slow and steady wins the race. Make sure you're fueling the day properly. You want better energy, you want better daily performance, you want to be eating better foods, feel better, look better, be better. Health, well-being, fitness, just most people know. But as I say, that's the main thing that I think people fail on, make the mistake of doing when they head into a new diet in the new year. So if you are looking for any guidance or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. If you just want me to look over your current eating plan or whatever, that's absolutely fine. I do offer online coaching. I also offer one-to-one coaching as well, which is personal training. With my online, I do weekly check-ins and things like that, and daily contact. So I do like to make sure that my clients are getting a good service and they're getting the results, because to me I'm results driven. But if not, if you generally just want to ask some questions, feel free to comment, feel free to inbox me, anything like that. And if you do think that there's people around you that might be following the same kind of system that I'm talking about, where they're cutting back all their calories heading into the new year, tag them in it, like this, share it, whatever. Just let people know that it's not the right thing to be doing, and it's setting yourself up to lose. And I'm all about setting myself up to win. So take care.